Ozzglaux in blue as the Lithuanians, and thavirg in red as the Mongols. Both of these players come from the Wisconsin crew, and they've been practicing, they've been skirmishing between each other amongst themselves. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys can pull out, because I know it's going to be some more practiced, higher level gameplay. With me in the voice is also Cychreus, another member of that clan, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for letting me join. I do want to make one correction. It's no personal offense to the Verge whatsoever, but he is not a member of the Wisco Boys.
Okay.
As far as I know, Ozzglaux is a Tucson guy, so I think
I might be conflating all of Oz's friends into one group.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, if he that makes him a Wisco boy, then for sure. I don't want to kick him out, but yeah, this is I'm excited. This is a good series.
Yeah. So the map that we have here is Mongolia. I love to see this one. This is one of the ones that I personally voted for in the map pool, because I love all of these cliffs and choke points. It makes it really interesting. What's going on?
It's a great map. It's a great map for sure. I like this.
So
yeah, I mean, for the Wisco boys, Austin has definitely put in the most work of all of us so far. Not to say that none of us has put in work, but he's definitely dedicated himself to get better. He and I have played many scrim games against each other, so he's ready.
Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting, because yeah, definitely going into like last year, it was Silly Seth and Nut on the top tier, and then you guys a little bit under that, but maybe the practice now has brought it up a little bit.
It's the 1v1, I think is a lot. It's a different beast.
Yeah,
for sure. And I also kind of joke with Austin sometimes too, because we played a lot of 2v2s, but we almost only played against Seth and Silly Seth and Nut every single time. And I wish that both of us would have played more 1v1s just to get our openings more clean and have a little bit better idea of what we're gonna do, and then kind of change that into a team game. But Austin he's a very, very well prepped and noble contender. I will say that.
We've got some sheep laming over here on the bottom left from red. Okay.
Scout poking out a little.
Gotta take all the advantage that you can. I think this was an attempted boar pull. I'm not sure what that was. Definitely just some idols there. Maybe they were just waiting for the sheep. Another sheep going the way of the Verge there. Definitely.
I'll be interested to see though if he takes that sheep. I don't know if he actually knows that that's his. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Let's see, we can. Okay, he's moving it. This might be that might be just like a little friendly push there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Definitely a strong opening for red. Now the boar pull a little bit late though. You'd like to see that a little earlier, but I know how it can be.
Yep.
And that's gonna go down in the middle of this field. Couple of stats while we're just watching the early game. For this tournament series, Mongols 20% win rate. Lithuanians 67% win rate. So, there's not too many games there to go off of, but definitely interesting to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say this is kind of a mix between open and closed map. Win rate versus each other, Lithuanians are favored 58% of the time.
Okay.
They have very strong cavalry and monks. They get a cavalry bonus for every relic that they capture, up to like 5. I think the cavalry does more damage, like +1 damage. And they have like the entire monk tech tree. I love monks in this game. I realized that this year I want to see more monk play. I want to see more conversions.
Yeah, definitely. I know in my practice games, I try to get a monastery up. Sometimes they're right on time, sometimes a little late, but Personally, I've done a lot better job of getting relics out, and I think that they're kind of a little underrated.
Yeah, they definitely are, especially like against like siege. Like if you got a mangonel that you can't deal with and you have the right techs, you can just convert it.
Nice little clean bore there while we talk there from Ozzglaux.
Yeah, very good pull. Oh, right down here on the mill. Yeah, that's a good place for that. Yeah. Well placed mill here. I like that.
Very well placed. I agree.
Got the lumber camp, and we've got another mill up here. I assume this is for the huntables.
Yeah, nice position there. That's gonna be a nice little.
That's good.
Food. Yeah.
We go up like 500 more elo. We might see some of these getting pushed in underneath the mill first before they get killed. But hey, you can only do so much.
Right.
And now we've got a little bit of action, a little bit of poke from the scout. We'll see if it goes down. We saw some scout action early on in the first game with Wolf of the North versus actual Beetle 230. And that was, I think, very effective at pulling attention and kind of disrupting the gameplay of the attacked player. We'll see how this goes. I think we might lose the scout here. No, it gets away.
And this is something that we've talked about in the Wisco boys, and maybe get your little thought on this while we kind of wait in this early game. But scout pulling in villagers for the bell to get a scout, worth it.
Definitely worth it. I would argue the town bell mechanic itself is not the move, unless you just don't have the APM to do it any other way. You really want to garrison just the villagers nearby to your town center so your entire economy isn't idle, because otherwise the town bell just pulls everybody from every resource.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and Oz and I were talking about that, and that makes the most sense to me as well, that you only sacrifice the economy that you need to get those in the town center, as opposed to everybody. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I may be mistaken, but I think if you garrison a villager in the town center, they also drop off their resources too at the same time. So it can be, it's a little bit of an evened out thing there. We got some rear house walls from Blue, very effective. First house walls we've seen this tournament, actually. Interesting.
You'll see a lot of that from Oz too. He's very, very good at walling off his base really, really effectively too. Not wasting any sort of buildings in random places. Very much strategically placed.
That's what I like to see. So we have, immediately on hitting Feudal Age, we have the blacksmith and the market for red. I don't know if this is a fast castle play and he just wants to get the two buildings up to go fast castle. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But otherwise, we're going to see some aggression right now with blacksmith upgrades. The Mongols, horse archers is kind of their thing with the Mangudai. Yeah. We got cav archers firing faster, 25%. Hunters working faster actually too. Okay. So maybe we'll see some raids or some attempted raids with that. Although this base from Blue about to be completely walled in. With the market, the blacksmith going up over there on the right for them as well. And 2 barracks as Lithuanians. That is very interesting. 3 barracks. That is very interesting for me to see. Lithuanians,
I don't know if
famous cavalry civ. So,
would you be able to just take a look at what Oz has seen so far?
Yeah.
If you want to just hide his.
So this is the scout.
Very clearly, he can barely. Oh, that's from the Verge. Can you switch it to the other guy?
Oh yeah. Shift, right click, tab, there it is.
Yeah, so I'm just curious, in a lot of Oz's games, and by the way, really nice early castle for the Verge coming too, but I think that the wall off is a pretty strategic. He's doing this for a reason, and the early barracks, I think he trusts himself to kind of do an early infantry rush here and maybe possibly get a nice army of militia or something to go see what's going on.
Okay. Some early militia.
Yep, we got
the Verge,
3 out, 3 coming.
Very fast castle there. And alright, so Red sees this, sees the militia being produced. I'm trying to right click on this unit. He only sees one barracks for now, but he's like, I'm Castle Age, doesn't matter. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
We got the tech advantage, now building a barracks of their own. Okay, we got infantry plays with the Mongols and the Lithuanians here. It's not something that I would expect to see every day. Not that I watch a lot of Age games every day, at least not up to like the last month or so. But okay, we've got the full Man-at-Arms upgrade coming through for blue as well. No economy. Okay, no, I'm wrong. Double bit X, horse collar. So that's going to be much more efficient use of wood for Oz. But no eco upgrades at all for red. Pretty typical of a fast castle build. You just want to be getting those optimized timings.
Yep. Oz does have a little bit of a worker advantage right now as well still, so he isn't hurting too bad.
It is true. He has just clicked up to castle himself, so we'll see if that evens out now that the TC is idle working on that. We have a stable for red here. What is the location of the relics here? There should be 5, right? So 1 right corner nearby, far corner. These are pretty even. This middle one maybe favors blue a little bit, just based on where they've decided to build their front lines. But definitely could get a pretty good.
Definitely favor blue as well, I think.
Yeah, these two over here?
Yeah, I think so.
Could be, definitely. We'll see if we get a monastery out here. There's the archer range, so we're going kind of for a full range of options for red right now, but only making knights thus far. Blue on the other side, still working on that castle age. Getting up another lumber. Look at this little like single line of trees. Nicely walled in there. We do have 2 on stone for Oz. I'm not sure what the plan is to use stone for just building a castle, or if that's going to be town center number 2. I'll have to wait and see.
Tower as well could potentially be something that he puts in as a defensive structure.
True, could just be for like an emergency tower. We got 9 man-at-arms at 21 minutes for blue for Oz. And I have been confusing these guys and thinking that red is playing the Lithuanian, so if I made some weird comments, that's why. I guess
second wood upgrade for blue as well. And the verge goes for the wheelbarrows.
And we're going long swordsman here. Wheelbarrow, definitely a good thing to get, maybe even earlier than this. I know generally it doesn't always get at a certain point. I'm just not totally sure what the timing is. Cavalry archer out for red. That's what the archery range is for. Knights and cav archers could be a strong combo versus just man-at-arms.
Yeah, definitely.
Now long swordsman. We now have 11 of those out here. And still not really any action. Both players content. We do have second TC now for red on this wood line. This is pretty good defensive second town centers right out there blocking that way.
Yep.
Content to kind of get their things in order and get everything running in the castle age right now.
I love that second town center placement. I mean, it's not only providing a lot of defense, but it's also going to be able to produce more workers. And he's got wood all around him, some stone right in front. Those workers are pretty vulnerable, but maybe if you can find a way to protect them, I guess you can just put them in the town center.
Yeah, just garrison those in the TC if you need to. Maybe get your army gathered up here. Not totally sure why we have, or where we have our army gathered. Oh, we have a raid? Okay. Raid coming through this one tree line over chop, actually. That's huge.
Yeah.
And it's going to deny this second TC.
Yep, definitely. I don't think that sometimes those spaces don't look like they exist, and then two cavalry units run in and you're like, oh, well,
Yeah, it's a characteristic of age. It happens in age 4 as well. You
Happens
just
to
think you're
everybody,
fully walled, and it just happens. You just walk through there. That is actually incredible. Town Center denied at 98.88%. And just 2 knights moving in, sneaky, moving in the back line like that. We've got the scout down here providing vision. I love what I'm seeing from the Mongols right now.
Yeah, only thing I would change is, this is a common flaw of myself too, but stop attacking that town center, go in and see if you can get some pickoffs. You're wasting
That's
a lot
true.
of time there in the
That's
bottom.
true. It's going to take you
Yeah.
10 minutes to kill this TC Foundation.
I'm guilty of it as well, so, but yeah. But still, I mean, getting those 2 in, that's nice. He's delaying some stuff.
And a forward third TC from red. This one on gold and the same stone, or in the same wood line. Okay. Definitely looking like it's in the Mongols' favor right now. That said, we have pikemen now for Oz. And we have definitely a higher military count there, so if he decides to push with those, it's not going to be pretty for red.
And here they come.
Here they come. They're going to clean up these knights because they're just right-clicked on the TC Foundation. Oh no, maybe they were A-moved there actually. Looks like they turned at the last minute, but it wasn't enough.
And really, it's just shredded very quickly.
And blue just going to continue staying locked in, and it's kind of just booming, turtling,
He's got
getting
6
everything in
villagers,
order.
though, okay, never mind. They were idle for a long time, but I think he fixed
Oh
it.
yeah, up here. I'm not sure if he was like decided to drop off that stone.
Yeah.
Maybe that wood, maybe saving them for a different purpose here. Let's see where they go. Also deleted that mill after the resources were used up, and now here comes the third TC. These ones could be, I mean, it's just good to have town centers for the villager boom and just to keep up with your enemy. But they maybe could be in a little bit better location. So he does see 2 TCs for red, and probably the scout's going to find the third soon. So still pretty even. Those knights going down means thavirg now only has 6 military units, and it's all cav archers, and he's not going to be able to use those cav archers because of the very consistent walling from blue.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be interested to see how he intends on getting those pikemen out, or if he's just going to leave them in the base, but they're stuck there.
They're stuck there for now, yeah. You're going to have to delete a house or something. Might be able to garrison them in the barracks and then drop them out the other side. I think that does work in this game. It's been a while. Oh, they find a hole? They're trying. They're trying. Let's see.
thavirg, though, I mean, his worker production is fantastic.
Yeah, it really just keeping that up.
16, so.
Okay, now that I'm looking, all the TCs are idle. There we go. We got a few more here. Rallied up, ready to go. Well, viewers, good to see you. Some more cav archers here, ready to pick off anybody that decides to move out, and more yet. We're really producing these cav archers now.
What's interesting here is I don't know if red sees that area he went in the first time is walled off or not, and so I'm just curious about the positioning right now of those cav archers. I don't know if he plans on
like
or something, but
what's the plan now? He does see one wall there.
okay, so he does not see the other one. Got it. Okay.
4th TC for red. Love to see that. 4 TCs in a boom game like this, when you're allowed to, is definitely a good move, regardless of who you're playing.
Absolutely.
And now the scout for blue getting some critical information. He's going to find out, actually, he knows about all 4 of these town centers. And that's the reason that he knows is this one converted spy. This little sneaky sheep over here.
Wow. That is just a 300 IQ play right there, if I can be honest.
Yeah. That is
So
huge.
hard. Okay, we see some movement here. If you want to come down just a little bit here.
Okay, we've got blue moving out.
Those pikemen will bypass the 4 villagers.
Looks like they're just right-clicking up north. And okay, now he's spotted this cav archer. And we were going... Okay, this is big to deny this stone. The Verge has 1,000 stone though, so can drop at least 1 castle happily and repair it for a long time if need be. And I think these pikemen and the longswords are not going to fare too well, especially under the town center. They might clean up all the cav archers, because the cav archers are not being really microed away from that. Okay, they win that fight and they move on.
Yeah, I don't think Red had garrisoned villagers until just at the end there. So
Okay.
I think the Cavaliers were, or those cavalry archers were getting destroyed before anything was going on. Could be wrong,
Yeah.
but
No, this
like
is
that.
definitely value for blue.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, no, yep, here come the villagers again. And a second wave is coming as well, so those other pikemen there at that town center will just clean up.
We do have a defensive, offensive, middle control castle going up for red if he's allowed to build that. Let's see, blue knows about that? Okay.
Yeah, but it looks like he's gonna lose all those units though at that main up there at the top. Yeah,
Looks
okay,
like he decided that was enough damage, and he's just gonna look back, try to tend to the economy, and just focus on continuing forward from there. The scout gonna make it out there. No, it goes down to the garrison TC.
Here comes the
And
counter
red
push.
cleans up the raids. Counter push is on the way. He's gonna find out that it's a lot harder to raid blue than it is to be raided.
Right here, red needs to micro those archers. I think he can pick off each one of those pikemen, to be honest, if he
Yeah,
just
he's gonna win this, especially with the castle, but could certainly be more efficient there. You just hit him, walk back, hit him, walk back.
Yeah. And a second cast. Oh no, university, okay.
University. That's going to be the second building that he needs to go Imperial if he decides to go that route. I'd like to see, I mean, just higher military use production for these guys.
Oz has a lot of resources, and so does the Verge, but Oz especially is sitting on 2,700 gold right now. That's
Yeah,
a lot of gold.
like Cameron was saying in the last game, you know, sometimes you just got to sell at the market. You know,
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't feel the best, but you got to do what you got to do. You really want to be floating like very little resources throughout the game, as long as you're able to produce. That's key. Now we have Mangudai coming out for red.
Yeah. Lots of them as well.
Now, Oz can produce the Latus, which is a cavalry unit that ignores armor of enemies. Not probably going to be too useful in this matchup. I guess it will be good if he decides to build it because, you know, building fast cavalry units versus cavalry archers, especially when the cavalry archers aren't microed, is going to be very effective.
Right.
But I do like this castle. And just the posturing here from red, even though he was rated like fairly hard, I don't know how much he lost there. Eco KD lost like 5 units.
Yeah, he did, but he was still ahead of Ozzglaux, but he stopped producing workers now, and Austin
He's just like positioned forward right now.
and Austin now has got almost 20 more villagers than
Oh, okay. Villager diff right now.
Yep. And it flip-flopped in the last 5 minutes here, so it's great for Ozzglaux.
Yeah, that's on 3 TCs versus soon to be 5 TCs. I think we just need to keep them pumping.
There's a group of blue. I don't know if they're villagers or... Okay, no, he's going to put some stables now.
Some like semi-proxy stables. Now that I do like to see from the Lithuanians.
He's very... That's a common playstyle from Oz as well. Does such a great job of just making sure that he's got units available or buildings for production somewhere on the map. He's never stranded and left for dead.
And a defensive castle here just to protect while we continue booming, I guess, and producing more villagers. Yeah, the 5 TCs, I like to see it, but if you're not able to keep them all working consistently, it's kind of just a waste of resources, right? Seems like now like he's trying to keep them all going. So that's that at least is good.
Yeah.
And now with that castle going up, these archers are just gonna have to crawl very slowly into formation with the monk.
Yep.
We have one relic now for red for the Mongols.
What's going on in that top left corner there? I see some... Oh, okay. They're
Three. Okay.
That group of villagers looks.
What's
like
going on here? We
There
got
you go.
three villagers up here in the corner. What do you think the plan is with that?
I wonder. All right, here come these cavalry archers now.
Now the cavalry archers say, okay, you're going to build a castle on the right side? Fine, I'm going to attack the left side. And he's going to pick off most... he's going to pretty much deny that wood from that side.
And also to mention again, now the Verge back on track with Ozzglaux on workers.
Evened it out there, yeah. And now both clicking up to Imperial at within like the same 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That wall, a couple villagers are going to go down, but it is finished. Yeah. I like this lumber camp that's just to chop this like one line of trees. Big fan. Villagers just biding their time, waiting for their moment. And we have knights out for blue. Starting to come out. And in queue, we're seeing a lot actually in all of these. We're going to get a lot of knights. That's the right move.
In production right now. And also 28, are those skirmishers?
Yeah, we got skirmishers and knights. Okay. Oh, we actually have quite a few on the field already. I think that those apply to cavalry archers. I believe that does count as a hard counter. So, right unit production from blue. We'll see how red responds to that. And this is just for houses, I guess, over here. We're going up to 200, baby.
Yep. Take care of that population now. And now the resources for Oz, besides the gold, are much looking a little bit better now. He's not oversaturated with food.
Yeah, he's got a lot of units in production. I love to see those being used. Red with 6,000 wood. I really want to see what that turns into, if anything.
I mean, also look, 53 villagers on wood and only 18 on food. So that's another interesting little thing that's going on here.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just queuing them all now. He heard my advice. It's like, okay, I need to keep them town centers working, but he just doesn't know what to do with them. That happens to me sometimes too. So now red sees these archery ranges. He sees just waves of skirmishers.
Yeah.
Both players now in Imperial. We have elite skirmishers upgraded. And we're going to be getting Cavalier soon for blue. No Imperial Age upgrades yet for the Mongol player.
And what's going on is the Mongols is not producing any sort of military units right now. He's making one monk and that's it. He's got no production right now.
Yeah, that's really concerning almost. As we see 62 military units to 13, it almost doesn't matter if you start now. You're not going to catch up if they choose to attack.
And now he's putting seven more villagers in production, up to 12 now.
Okay. Yeah, we've got 54 villagers on wood still. Okay. And another castle coming up here, just I think for the map control. I mean, red definitely, I like the posturing here. You're like placing all these buildings like you're in control of the game. And that's definitely something to be proud of. But the production could be evened out a little bit. Now we have all of those knights moving in for the raid. Maybe we'll get a barracks quick wall from red here, I don't know. But we'll come back to those.
Now he's making, and looks like they're still spearmen. That's it.
Yeah, we've got just spearmen.
While Oz makes 10 more elite skirmishers and 5 more cavaliers, so just
and he's getting halberdier upgrade there. Bloodlines. Love to see all those. The Mongol spearmen. Yeah, they're not missing like halberdier or anything. They should be able to upgrade those if they need to. Yeah, red housed, blue on 159 out of 185. As we saw this whole city coming down, still being built over here. It really does feel like blue has the stronger late game. Red with the very impressive fast castle wasn't really able to do too much with that since Oz was fully walled in and protected. Still keeping that in mind with these little stone walls everywhere, making sure there's no gaps, no raiding possibilities.
Yep.
But now blue definitely feels more in control of this late game. Still just basic feudal age spearmen trying to fight these paladins.
No paladins.
Soon to be paladins. Give it 2 minutes. Okay, and a defensive castle on the base for red. That's the third castle here for red. None of those have been contested yet, but blue just gonna run in the other direction, no problem.
And this is exactly what you do when you have a group of cavalry like that with no defense. Just go for the villagers, because that will quickly, end games a lot of times.
Definitely. That said, red's still with the over 10 villager advantage. But doesn't really matter at this point. You're stacking up that many resources, over 2k of everything that matters. We just want to see more production,
Yeah, and 3 trebuchets now coming out for Ozzglaux, so that's exactly what he needs to do. Just get those out and start to take down those deep buildings.
Yeah, thank you for keeping an eye on that production stuff up there. I'm so bad at looking at UI in games.
Yeah.
And we have a Treb for red too now. They both hit Imperial. This is a lot of skirmishers.
Yeah.
And I think the Verge is struggling to decide what to do against that. Versus skirmishers, knights. I guess you want to go halberdier, but these pikes are not upgraded.
And also, just talking about upgrades quickly, I mean, the Verge did upgrade his villagers max, but only 1 wood and food upgrade, and Oz did get that 2nd wood upgrade, but still sticking with the 1 food and focusing on armor upgrades as well.
The Verge with wheelbarrow and handcart, not coming in for Oz, either one. And yeah, the armor upgrades for infantry. This is the infantry armor upgrades?
Yeah, and the scale is the cavalry.
And no cavalry upgrades for blue. That's something that you might want to look at. And there's the university. The Trebs have begun firing down on this front castle.
Yep, perfectly protected as well.
These trebuchets can't be attacked by anything other than enemy trebuchets, which we see now. Cam is Cameron, Ozzglaux, love to see it. Love to see you in the chat. Got 12k on wood. Sometimes when it hits 55 minutes, hey, you just gotta let it roll.
And looking at Oz resources, that is exactly what you do in a late game RTS game like this, is that you do not oversaturate. He's doing just a perfect job of making sure that he doesn't keep those too high.
Yeah, villager count evening out now, and resources are just looking way more just utilized for blue.
Yeah.
2-man saw here. And here come the knights. We're gonna see the knights take on these. Well, everything left here. Yeah. Paladin out.
And then here comes the unit of infantry as well to back up, just in case.
So now we have 79 infantry units. Okay, I was just saying that these Trebs are untouched. The cavalry archers did manage to take out at least.
Wow, they had the range. Okay, interesting.
But again, 78 to 15 military.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to see more production from red. I think he just doesn't know what to do as the Mongols. I think that's really the issue. Let's see, scouting for both of these players is pretty much as much as you want it to be. And that's going to be the GG. Once the army goes down, you can't come back from it with 15k wood. That is what it is.
Yeah. Awesome game 1.
Yeah, that was very fun. I like the back and forth, the walling in for blue, and I, again, maybe overstated it, but I like all of the building locations for red. I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Just wish we saw more unit production.
Yeah, especially
GG.
from Red. I mean, they were even that early game pretty. I mean, pretty even, I guess. The poor wording early, and then, Blue decided to make units and Red didn't. So that was. I mean, look at that spike.
You can
Right?
see this chart right here. It
Miraculous.
just goes insane at 42 minutes.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.